This is some really, really evil shit. Don Toliver and Billy Baille control my consciousness, and almost that Maria Tavarez, because you have entities that's placed in charge of your shit. And they did something to try to take away my ability to freely... I feel this motherfucker using his entity attachments to fuck with me within my head right now. You know, and that's basically what it is. And I was told the other day in the spirit plane, they saw it was Maria Tavarez being given permission by Don Toliver to fuck with my shit. And I'm going to say this right now. This is some real evil shit, because every time, even when I was trying to find the truth of what's going on with Maria Tavarez, because when I would hear her, she would sound like that Ingrid hybrid, or sometimes like my inner soul consciousness. From what I understand, she was connecting. I saw it the other day, connecting to my entity attachment of Santa Muerte to fuck me up. And that got removed. And then, you know, me and my spirit guide was holding on to it because that was the only fair God we had within us. Then I got the Mesopotamian gods. I also got a connection to Allah. And they've tried to remove that. And Allah was very instrumental. But you have like the soul consciousnesses of different people and all of that controlling it. And this is some fucked up shit, because every time I try to get down to understanding the truth of what's going on with Maria Tavarez, you know, trying to do right by her, her entity attachment of her will start fucking with me. And that's why I kept questioning, is it really her or... But every time I try to get down to the truth, you know, based on what I'm hearing in the spirit plane, it seems to be her. But, you know, why do shit that goes against your best interest? It just don't make any sense. And she has to be getting backing from somewhere. And I believe it goes back to that August 22nd, 2022 timeline with Don Toliver and them. She's fucking with my consciousness in the back right now as I speak. And she stole wholesale my soul consciousness. She's been doing it the past couple of fucking weeks within. And then stole my child consciousness and killed that. I've been using 3517 hertz as well as 3571 hertz as well as 116, or I think it's 117 combined with 800 hertz to put that shit back. That's why I'm not going to do no one tell agenda fits all shit and, you know, just come out here and excoriate wetback. I'm not going to do that shit. I call out niggas every fucking body who fucks with me. And they set the tone for this shit. When you get energy harvested and astral body harvested, oftentimes that's indicative of a soul swap. And that's what's been happening to me, and it's been ferocious, and I can physically feel it. You know, Billy Baille and Don Toliver have been trying to get it to where I can't feel anything, but still that's significant. You know, all I stay trying to do is get down to the truth of things and not get fucked with. Buddies, their soul consciousness, their spirits, as well as entity attachments of mine that they keep coveting, taking over. So something ain't right going on. And I was shown by very, very neutral fair spirits that going back to that May the 1st, 2024 timeline, not only did they sign a soul contract with them people, Maria Tavarez and them, but they enjoying my blessings, saying we want to make sure she stays dead. And I heard that they orchestrated that with Ingrid Hybrid or Rasmussen and them going back to the August 22nd, 2022 timeline. You know, I hate to say it, through them road spirits, they can kind of see what's going on and observe. And said they roach attachments in the astral plane, the spirit plane, even the physical. You know, people acting as roach attachments to make, you know, secure deals with motherfuckers. And I heard that, you know, turning people into entity attachments. I know it sounds crazy, but it's a lot. And from what I saw, they turned my mother into an entity attachment, my dad, and right now they're in the hell realms of the Illuminati. And from what I understand, the Illuminati are my timelines. You both have you have timelines, inner timelines as well as external. That goes into the astral plane. And like I say, due to them controlling my entity attachments, my shit's all the way out. You know, somebody suggested taking Primrose. I've been taking iron tablets with vitamin E, which strengthens your consciousness. How y'all doing? Iron tablets helps to keep your consciousness in. These motherfuckers keep fucking with my mind. I had Don Toliver, like I say, Mexicans were the main ones helping me out in the astral plane when this shit first started. And I was even told that, you know, they kept telling me, don't see them, you know, tarot readers. I even had a Mexican friend of mine tell me the same thing, because they might just take your shit with how open your shit is. And I was told that in only one timeline where I didn't take their advice, Billy Baille, Baron Samedi, would have been fucking with me to the point of making me schizophrenic, where he would have been telling me, don't do this, don't go in that direction, go in this direction. You know, only do that. That's why I don't listen to this evil shit, because this evil shit means evil things for me. But anyways, I was just, you know, I said hi to them guys. And next thing I know, after Don Toliver had told me, don't talk to wetbag, woo, I heard the guy's higher self. They're doing something, him working in conjunction with that Maria Tavarez to open up my consciousness to make me susceptible to, invulnerable to attacks in the spirit plane from people higher to higher selves. I heard the guy's higher self say, you're an idiot for talking to me. In other words, trying to make me antisocial towards Mexicans. Maria Tavarez, that woman's higher self here, late in that, you know, that's why I'm almost scared to get a second opinion from somebody else about what's going on. And I keep getting alienated because I feel like this shit outside of them roach attachments, them roach spirits don't want me to get real help. That's the only silver lining that I have for help. And it hurts when they take them away, because they're the only motherfuckers that's been trying to work with my ass and help me out. You know, I feel that that shit was orchestrated to keep me from seeing what's, you know, orchestrated so that I can be bullied in my own head by these motherfuckers who are controlling my entity attachments. That's why I don't listen to none of that shit. Outside of them roach spirits, I'm on my own. Outside of that child spirit guy they keep trying to tear away, she's chair face, she look like this. I'm on my own. I don't have any help. And they just removed like a major entity attachment just right now. You know, outside, you know, Maria Tavarez figured I trust them road spirits and took them over. But you can use 8147 hertz as well as 8127 hertz to remove shit like that. You know, there's a saying too, and I learned this in the spirit plane. And it's funny too, I started seeing, you know, from what I understand, the roach realm and all of that in my old apartment at 637 Hauser Boulevard, back when I used to live there. Here's where I used to live. Engage and talk with that shit, them spirits, the more they can bring your frequency down to a level where they can physically affect you. Which is why I don't, let that shit control me. Yeah, 6,000 hertz is keeping that bitch off my ass. Way back in the day, I was even, and Maria Tavarez and Don Toliver are working together to make me forget shit. But my energy signature used to indicate curse. It was strong. I keep having that Maria Tavarez entity attachment fucking with my consciousness right now. One of my little roach spirits actually put me back. And it's like I can't even say anything within my own head. Because these motherfuckers controlling my entity attachments will get that shit to fuck with me. That's dangerous. That's very, very dangerous. Because when they start fucking with your entity attachments, all sorts of insidious shit can ensue. All sorts. I know I bellyache about this, but it's a cry for help. Like I said, that's why, I've been wanting to get, I heard Kanye West did the same thing as well, a second opinion of what's going on. So anyways, with that being said, in an attempt to covet all my shit, okay, in the middle of the day, Baron Samedi, yesterday, was trying to put me back together as best as he could. He knows I'm not playing games by putting his name out there. He knows I don't give a fuck, and I don't. I don't have any loyalty to anything outside of stuff and people and entities and spirits that have loyalties to me. He started putting me back together. I took my iron tablet, I took my vitamin E, and it does something where it puts your consciousness back. And I'm going to say something right now. There's a frequency, it's 115 hertz, that can, if you're facing schizophrenia and all of that, because when you take schizophrenic medication, what it does is it brings your consciousness back in, and it sutures the holes, the sutures, the fissures that's in your consciousness. Because when you suffer from schizophrenia, you oftentimes have roach attachments. You can use 7,000 hertz to remove them. That will open up your consciousness wide. You can also use 7,010 hertz to return something back from being a roach attachment. It's scary and unhealthy to have your consciousness open like that, because that could kill you and bring all sorts of parasites and all of that. And that's what Billy Baille and Don Toliver have set for me. But the people curse me, but that's all I got to work with. with that being said, what you do is you play 11-15 hertz because it soothes up the fissures in your consciousness. Schizophrenic medication, I saw does that. It does the same thing. So play 115 hertz frequency. 115 hertz. From there, you will be able to pull your shit back. So you play 115 hertz to shorten down your consciousness. That can help a great deal. And you take it in conjunction with vitamin E, which strengthens your consciousness. And keep feeling this bitch move throughout my fucking body, man, and fucking with my shit. I can't even think one fucking thought without something breaking in my shit. Tearing up my fucking body. I used to have a beautiful consciousness, and then they just totally fucked it up with their evil ass selves. Don Toliver and them. I blame them for this shit. Anyways, with that being said, and all I was left, from my consciousness was, that Maria Tavarez and Don Toliver. Now, with that being said, you take vitamin E, which strengthens your consciousness. I know from experience, and the spirit plane that does that, along with that Maria Tavarez is a psycho bitch. Her highest self. You take it in conjunction with I'm just hearing that Don Toliver and them were working with that Maria Tavarez motherfucker to pull all of my shit out of my body. Them and Billy Baille, and I got 3 evil motherfuckers. Ingrid Hybrid, I got Rasmussen or something, or an Oakley or Bergman, Native American, and somebody else, but it's mostly their asses because them motherfuckers are in charge of my consciousness. And then El Gilord or El Kala or something. Evil shit. Going back to when I used to be in the road trail. Like I said, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. So anyways, you take iron tablets to bring your consciousness in. And you keep consistently taking that, and you're going to be able to pull your shit in. I hate to say it, but schizophrenic medicine doesn't really help. It sutures shit, just like what most medications do, but it doesn't solve the shit. It's an evil ass wetback bitch. I wish I can get a picture of how she looks. You know, the motherfucker at this shop here. Anyways, with that being said, you take those so that you can ultimately get your shit put back in. But the problem for me comes with what's placed in charge of my shit. You know, there's an old saying by Xerxes, who was a famous conqueror, which is that the hardest thing to fight against is yourself. And when you have entities that's supposed to be acting in your best interest, instead tear apart the integrity of your body for selfish purposes, like Billy Baille, Don Toliver, and all of them, and Maria Tavarez. Well, she ain't supposed to be here. That's, you know, she was brought in by Alex Broodmere, Alex Nascimento. She even tried to put his entity attachment in last night while trying to steal my consciousness. And I'm wondering if she got it from those Illuminati entity attachments. All I have are them roasted spirits to keep the integrity of my body in check. And I got a feeling that her and that Don Toliver removed my fucking shit. As a matter of fact, he removed my entity attachment of Billy Baille, Baron Samedi, so I don't have any consciousness. I feel like they're working together so that, you know, like from what I understand, the whole purpose of that Alex Nascimento entity is to have control over your consciousness and make you do stupid shit so that they can both justify taking your spiritual powers and abilities. I'm trying to figure out what's the name for the one with the Illuminati. A wetback ass bitch. That Maria Tavarez motherfucker for this shit. And I could kill Don Toliver and Billy Baille for this shit. They've been trying to get rid of that child consciousness. Baron Samedi's actually been trying to, you know, keep it, but alter it so I don't have that intelligence and all of that like he did before. So I'm not really sure of what's going on. And they keep trying to remove it because I feel that him and Don Toliver and that Maria Tavarez, because it's instrumental to helping me out. Plus it's intelligence. Now, with that being said, you know, whenever you have an Alex Nascimento placed in your consciousness, I'm trying to discern if it's something that's in charge of hell realms. But basically, it's something they keep removing my shit, a deputy or something, charging my consciousness, something evil keeps removing my shit. Whenever you have an Alex Nascimento that's placed in charge of your consciousness, that's something that's designed to prep you for something great. And in my case, to prep me to be a sacrifice for other people who are supposed to live great lives. I got, you know, like a Zendaya, going back to that August 22nd, 2022 timeline, the person that soul swapped me. I was even told my future self was going to be in billboards. But meanwhile, the real deal, myself, was going to be trapped in hell realms. And I wanted to mention, too, there was a timeline that I used to hear where there was a song being sung called I Could by an American Idol singer. I'm trying to think of her name. All right, the name of the woman was Jordan Sparks. And I'm going to say this right now. That Maria Tavarez, that's one evil-ass wetback bitch. I saw, I'm going to talk about it later, in the spirit plane last night. She cored out a lot of my consciousness and took it out. And I just had help from them little roach spirits, Archangel Michael and all of that, to put everything back. That's why my eyes look all fucked up. The curse was bad enough, and all of a sudden this evil-ass, greedy, wetback bitch comes in and fucks everything up. It makes things even worse for me. I hate that bitch. I can't stand that evil-ass motherfucker. Her and her fucking ancestors. We were trying to get rid of them evil motherfuckers last night. Like I said, I think this might be her husband, and she's in the middle in the next. Something happened on that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline where there was a soul swap. Because I saw the Illuminati in my timelines, and she made a deal with them to basically, her and Robert Haight here. I think it's, 30 Corniche L and Dana Point make a deal to keep my parents, my real parents, stuck in hell realms, and then have entity attachments placed to throw everybody off and make them think that that's my real parents, and it isn't. From that timeline, I saw it. My parents, were indicating it to me months back. There was like a little shield that you have in the astral plane that's connected to your soul consciousness that lets you know where your ancestors are, who your true ancestors are. And I'm afraid to say this because that bitch is in my soul consciousness and my consciousness, and she's going to try to, from within, because she's a roach attachment. She's manipulating and using my entity attachments as well as roach attachments at times against me, is going to try to manipulate that. That's why I say put 6,000 hertz frequency on that wetback bitch. But anyway, she fermented a deal to basically steal all my shit, and put my parents in hell realms as a sacrifice to the Illuminati. I feel her tearing up shit in my fucking astral body right now as I speak, in my body, my soul consciousness and all of that. My heart chakra, especially sacral chakra, in that area. That's an evil-ass sociopathic. I'm going to say something right now. Them wetbacks, there's a reason why a lot of motherfuckers instinctively don't like them, get a lot of hate. Them motherfuckers actually come from evil spirits that derive from Betelgeuse in the constellation. When you look at Quetzalcoatl and all of them, they got concorded, distorted faces. That's oftentimes indicative of an entity or people, spirits that have been in hell realms. You can look at it here and then look at and compare them to Thai demons. That's why I say when they try to be like us and get in tune with their ancestors, that shit don't work, because they're created gods. From what I understand, they're evil spirits that had a major war occur on the constellation of Betelgeuse. And they came here and they colonized Earth, just like a lot of other groups, the Anunnaki, who I believe are, who had red complexions, who were from a different reality altogether, who sent spaceships, roach attachments, just like the ancient Egyptians who went on an expedition, who sent roach attachments. I'm being fucked by this bitch. I got to do something about this bitch. I'm being fucked by her higher self really, really fucking bad. as part of a curse. This bitch likes to torment me. You know, I can feel her moving around in my soul consciousness, stealing shit. Tearing, you know, putting entity attachments there, deceiving me on, you know, whether it's supposed to be there or not, you know, so she could remove things. I hate that Maria Tavarez wetback bitch. But anyways, that's why it's hard for me to do videos like this and keep, you know, do it in the sane looking manner, because I forget, because my consciousness and my soul consciousness is being torn apart. You know, that evil ass sinister wetback bitch had removed my soul consciousness from that timeline, my parents, my ancestors from that timeline, and put hers there so that I wouldn't be able to get back in, as well as, you know, again, I sound crazy. Entity attachments of, I saw Madonna, Jacob Elordi, and all of that shit. But anyways, you know, a couple of days ago, she had got into my soul consciousness, as it was under siege from that Robert Haight motherfucker in the Illuminati. She was acting like she was going to help, but she really wasn't. But anyways, from what I understand, there was a war on Betelgeuse. So like the ancient Egyptians, who come from the Avians, I got the Cayush or something. The wetbacks come from evil spirits from Betelgeuse. And them motherfuckers made them to be organic robotoids, organic robots, which is why to this day they make great hard workers, but not that smart. And I'm just being real. And unlike every other group, for instance, black people, white people, we come from the light. Even Asians, we all come from the light. Our demiurge in Yoda Baal, which is the dragon-faced aspect of the demiurge, is different. The wetback has Quetzalcoatl, which is a white god, whereas we are all under a black demiurge or black god. That's why in the Bible, our God is described as having hair like wool and skin like bronze, whereas theirs is a white god. And I can show you pictures of that. Quetzalcoatl would shapeshift into a white man, which is why they worship the conquering Spaniards as their gods returned. And their creator god, Quetzalcoatl, even said himself that their white gods in the form of Cortez, the Spaniards, were going to come back. He was basically priming them up. Well, that's their gods. He was telling them, you see them white people over there, that's your gods. That's why they worship white skin. That's why that black and brown unity, don't look at skin color, look at their creator gods. Their creator gods are very, very vastly different from ours. I feel like they got evil fucking shit on me that's just setting me up to you know, be at some type of in the conflict with myself, be at war. This is an evil wetback ass bitch. Evil. You know, my consciousness, I feel like a lot of my consciousness is out of my body. I can't even fucking think. And I'm wondering if she set up something with that Don Toliver motherfucker to fuck with me. I just, it's all about keeping me out of that timeline and putting me under, you know, further and further torment. But, you know, I feel like this wetback bitch is working on her own. And then I'm hearing she's working with the very people that they were working with, Don Toliver, Ingrid Hybrid or Rasmussen and them, to keep me out that timeline. I'm just... I'm just trying to figure out the fucking truth, man. I feel troubled, extremely troubled within, and it shouldn't. Oh, I see a little pale blood. And it shouldn't be like that. I used to see these when I was a kid. And I used to play with them. I shouldn't be getting tormented like this, but those are some evil-ass people. I was showing another timeline where they had a Pineda with that Alex Nacimiento entity attachment on me, and I was half Jamaican, half American or something in that timeline, and I was living on the streets, living in a tent, talking to myself. I can't stand them motherfuckers for a reason. There's something wrong, and I'm just wondering, is this bitch trying to influence me to say that shit so I don't get any help? That's what it really comes down to. I feel like they're fucking with my consciousness to keep me from speaking the truth, to keep me from getting back to that timeline. And they're working in concertina with their own interests. Let me play 6,000 hertz. But anyways, with that being said, as I was saying before, them beanie bags, as I call them, them wetbacks, they come from evil spirits. Whenever you see a motherfucker with a contorted, distorted face, that's oftentimes the sign of an evil spirit that's been stuck in hell realms. That's why when they try to be like us and contact their ancestors, it don't work out, because them motherfuckers don't like them themselves. And sees them as useful labor. They were created to be organic robotoids to set their colonies up on Earth. With that being said, I myself, I just saw in the spirit plane, I was talking about the other day how I saw my consciousness stuck in the hell realm, and, my spirit guys was making sure that it wasn't as bad as it could be. Like I said, because of that beanie bag, Maria Tavarez, something happened on May the 1st, 2024. And I've been living in the in-between ever since. And so with that being said, it seems like, I saw that myself was stuck in the, what they call hell, or the wheel of samsara. They call them samyaza. It sounds right there. Or Satan's hands. I hate to say it, because I'm a big time, especially when I was a kid growing up, and this kind of set the path for it, a Satanist more than anything. From what I understand, going back to August the 22nd, 2022, it was Alex Nacimiento working in conjunction with, it hurts to even say this, Satan, or Samyaza, took me out my body. And I've been getting fucked with ever since, especially by that Maria Tavarez. I saw her working with that Baron Samedi's high self as well as him to keep me stuck. But I'm trying to figure it out, because the whole situation's complicated. They were dealing with that Dubbick, that Dan Arcianiga Dubbick here. 429 hertz, 5249 hertz could take care of them, as well as 6,000 hertz. And all around, whatchamacallit. But I saw in the astral plane I was stuck in hell realms. And now in the spirit plane, I'm battling with the Illuminati. Something happened on August 22nd, 2022, and I saw the state of my parents. They were being destroyed, cut up And because in your consciousness lives various spirit planes and all of that. Rihanna's and Jay-Z's mostly, but mostly Jay-Z's. His real name is Sean Kari Corder. And it's just, you know, my life has been tragic. It's tragic because I got so much potential, but, you know, as per this curse, I'm stuck in like homeless fucking shelters. And for a person of especially my intellectual and spiritual caliber, wetbacks, it shouldn't be like that. In part, it shouldn't be like that. Putting that evil ass bitch on me. That's an evil motherfucker. I started working with Baron Samedi and his higher self, but it seemed like, you know, she came in with Mikey Hernandez and all of them. They separate. The beanie bags, they saw what I got and wanted to take advantage, but, you know, it goes back to Alex Nascimento, Baron Samedi, not the real one, but Roach Attachment, and Don Toliver. And my father was helping me out through my entity attachments, and they totally took out his. So Maria Tavarez removed him from my original timelines, as well as that major original one that had my original soul consciousness in it that kept me tied to that timeline. She took it out. You know, you remove me from that, and I'm dead. I'm only attached through a line to my body in that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline. But they got rid of my poor father completely, put him in really hellish hell realms, where I can't interact or see where he's at. You know, using my third eye, 694 hertz, 695 hertz, it's terrible. It's a shame. It just seems like it's just gotten worse. So I'm going to kill that fucking wetback for intervening and jumping in and getting involved and fucking up a beautiful family. It's my family. Family growing up. This racist beanbag, I feel the same towards theirs as much as they do, and so I'm a Trump supporter and a MAGA supporter. Those are some evil motherfuckers. I understand their spiritual derivation, so you can't tell me anything else about them. You know, I have reason to believe that Alex Nascimento entity got placed on me by them. You know, Baron Samedi had me under curses, but it was nowhere near as bad as this. You know, it's like the floor right underneath me done gotten pulled out, and I just got these motherfuckers taking all my shit, ransacking me, even taking pieces of my body like that Maria Tavarez and feeling entitled. Wetbacks, when they put curses on people, wetbacks in general, they're the worst. That's why you see so much Trump support, so much MAGA support. When they target and gun for people in the astral plane, I saw a young white man here.